Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the show that's on in the afternoon. Excited for today's show. Great show ahead of us. We've got Lauren and Caroline in here from St. Augustine Youth Services. And we're going to be talking about some of the stuff they offer right across the hall from us.
Yes, the softer side of SAYS today. Yeah.
Okay. All right, there you go. I felt like we were jumping into a 90s commercial there for a second.
Calgon, take me away to SAYS. I love it. Talking about family peer support program. Very, very excited. I have never heard about this side of SAYS, so I'm really excited to dive into this narrative today.
Great. Yeah, me too. And of course, we've got your horoscopes, your events, all the good stuff you crave from us on this show. And we'll get there in just a few minutes. First, I'll tell you about our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. There we go. Celebrating 76 years in St. Augustine in Northeast Florida. Bozard Ford Lincoln, always here for you. They have an extensive selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, quick and quality servicing, and their parts and accessory shop is top-notch.
Cool.
Unbelievable. Make sure you grab a signature burger out there at Ford's Garage while you're there. Bozard Ford Lincoln offers services from home delivery to company fleet servicing, and they're expanding on some of that stuff, which is really cool. At Bozard Ford Lincoln, your family is their family, and they are driven to inspire.
So exciting.
Yeah, man. Also, our great friends at the Bailey Group. Over 300 companies and organizations trust the Bailey Group to carefully craft a benefits program that supports and reflects their vision. And by carefully, I mean carefully.
Yeah.
I mean, they really take everything into account. They go above and beyond to figure out what your exact situation is and what is the perfect plan for you. And they'll sit there and build that with you right there at the desk. It's really amazing.
They looked at what I was paying. They were like, what are you, Rockefeller? You're paying way too much. Slow it down. I mean, seriously. She's cut my bill like in half. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge. And they can do that for you out at the Bailey Group if you're not working with them already. You got to give them a call and set up an appointment. It's very, very easy. 904-461-1800. And then, of course, our friends at Elace Med Spa. If you're looking for a relaxing and rejuvenating experience, look no further than Elace Med Spa. At Elace, they specialize in providing their clients with a range of luxurious spa treatments and advanced medical aesthetic procedures. If you're looking for laser treatments, if you're looking for dermal fillers, if you're looking for Botox, if you're looking for contouring, the contouring very popular.
You got droopy ears, they got the lift.
They do have ear lifts.
Yes, they do.
They really do offer that.
Just perk it up. Yes, injectables now. It's very easy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Go see my boo Tracy. She's
There
got
you go.
you.
Tracy will save your facey.
Yeah, I like that.
She doesn't. She's like, Pete, don't ever say that again.
No, she'll put it on a t-shirt.
No, she already texted me. She said, Pete, don't ever say that again.
Love you, Tracy.
Check out our friends at Elace at elace.com or at 2100 A1A South Suite 2 in St. Augustine, out there on the island.
Very nice.
Yeah, man. Ladies, how are y'all doing today? Great to have you in studio with us.
Oh, great to be here. Glad to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, first of all, what is St. Augustine Youth Services in general?
Yeah, that's where I come in. My little overview.
Bing, bong, boom.
Thank you for me. No, yes, and I've been here before, and I love being here. But yeah, just a quick overview. St. Augustine Youth Services provides mental health services to youth and families in our community. We've been doing it for over 35 years. A lot of people are familiar with our group home. That is a residential program for boys, just providing mental health services and kind of stabilizing so they can go back into the community. A lot of them have, a lot of trauma in their past. So that's what we've been doing for a really long time. But the thing we love telling people about and want to really highlight and promote more in the community is our community teams. In any aspect of care, prevention is so important, and we'd rather prevent than treat.
Yeah.
So that's what our community teams do. We have 3 of those, 3 main ones for that. And I'm a fundraiser, so I see it from a different view than maybe a provider would, but I kind of see it as a expanding from that high level and kind of working its way out in the community. So our community action team and our coaches program are those kind of high level prevention from residential. So they work with families. The CAT program, community action team, works with families in the community who are at risk of out-of-home placement for their child due to a plethora of reasons. And Carolyne is going to talk more about that. They really our team really surrounds that family and helps them find and connect with support so that when they're out of our program, they're able to keep that child in home and flourish as a family. Our coaches program does something really similar, just for youth who maybe don't have that traditional family unit. So, they have similar needs and need help connecting to services and mental health services, but maybe they've been couch surfing, maybe they have been in the foster care system, kind of moving around
or something. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they might have kind of more basic needs that need to be met, not necessarily, but that team does work a lot with meeting basic needs so that then you can meet those mental health needs, right? I mean, I don't think I have to convince anybody that if, food security and housing security isn't met, mental health kind of takes a back seat. So that team does amazing work also helping those youth to find what they need so that they can be successful.
Bridge the gap from services. That's
oh my gosh,
cool.
yes.
Yeah.
With SES, that's what I talk about a lot. It's been so neat to see the way that SES finds, asks the questions to find the issues to then meet those needs. So, even the coaches program, and I won't go too much into it, but, started with a specific need for a specific age group, really, and then saw this gap and said, okay, well, we can meet that too. So it's been really neat to see SES adapt to meet what the real needs are of the community.
Yeah.
And one of those too is our mobile response team, our MRT. We love acronyms, so.
You're very education. Yeah, so do we. Yeah.
Yes, but our mobile response team, that's that one, right? That step out of just the general community for St. Johns County, anyone ages 25 and under, if they're having a mental health crisis, so threat of harm to self or others, prior to this team being in place, you had to call the police. The police had to show up, and they had to make a decision on the spot of whether or not that child needed a 72-hour involuntary hospitalization. In a mental health unit, which there isn't one in St. Johns County. So they're going north or south. It's a pretty traumatic experience. It's called the Baker Act. I don't bad talk those or anything, and I don't bad talk, the police for having to make those decisions. But my goodness, that's not what they signed up for.
Right.
If you're having a mental health crisis and the police show up, you're probably not calming down.
Right.
So it's just one of those things where everyone was kind of like, man, is there a better way of doing this? And so it was a statewide initiative to say, what if we had mental health people be the ones who show up and assess that situation? And so we have the mobile response team for St. Johns County. We partner with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. They handle calls for ages 25 and older. But within an hour, anywhere in St. Johns County, our team will show up and they will provide an assessment. And since that program was started in 2015, at least 80% of the calls we receive end up not having to be Baker Acted.
Wow.
So that's crazy. That's a lot of kids who aren't being re-traumatized. That's a lot of, less stress on the parents and the families. And, we don't like to put monetary numbers on lives and things like that, but it's a huge community savings, right? Because a lot of times those hospitalizations and the cost of that falls on the community. So,
Yeah, sure. And is that a program where they call you directly, or is that something that you work with police on where they might get a call and then they say, hey, this might be better for you guys? How does that work?
Both. So
okay.
We use the numbers 988 is the direct call line.
Okay.
It's kind of working through some kinks right now, but it is still a pretty useful number to get directly to the mobile response team. It works similarly to 911, right, where there's a dispatch center and everything.
Yeah.
But that'll get to us. Or you can call through 911 and ask for the team to come out with the police. So if it's 911, they still do have to come because it's 911, but you can ask for them to come with them. So either one, it can work through that.
We always hear like a shortage of services of therapy. So like, how do you have enough therapists for these programs?
Well, we're always looking for starters. If you know anybody, give us a call. But no, it's again kind of that bridging the gap. A lot of our services are meant to be short-term stabilizing. And so let's say the mobile response team goes out, they're like, oh man, this kid really needs to be in therapy. And maybe even the family does, and they're like, we're on a wait list. We called and we were told 3 months. Yeah. Obviously that doesn't work in a crisis. So we actually have therapists on even our mobile response team in our CAT program, in our coaches program, who will say, okay, you know what? I'll meet with you for those 3 months until you can get in with your long-term therapist. Right. Because they were going out to these calls and saying, well, yeah, that's great. They know that they need the help, but if they can't get to it,
right,
what good
they
does
need
it do?
help now.
Yeah,
Bridging
exactly.
that gap. Wow.
So again, we're working really hard to expand our programs and add people and find where those gaps are and find that we can cover them. So it's been really impressive to see the the leadership and just the initiative that SAYS is taking to meet those needs. Because there is, I mean, and even we're doing our best, but there of course is still a shortage, and the more people who move here, the more that happens, which is awesome. We're growing, the county is growing, but boy, we need to be able to keep up with them. So we're trying to do that.
Mental infrastructure, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Carolyne, you are you do family peer support. You're a family peer support specialist, correct?
That's right. That is what I am.
So what is this program? Talk to me about this.
Well, the family peer support specialist, it's not a program, it's a role within the programs. There are family peer support specialists really all over the country, and you will find us in different places, in hospitals, in community-based programs, like where I work at the community action team. You might find them in a residential treatment program. And what a family peer support specialist is a parent or a family member of someone who has had a particular experience. In my experience, I'm a family member. I'm the parent of a young person, who's once a child, who had a significant behavioral health issue. And the reason that it's important for me to be working at the CAP program is because my experience is very much like the experience of the parents of the children and youth who are coming through our programs. So one thing that's really important about being a family peer support specialist is we're in a place of resiliency. And so I might not be experiencing that constant crisis all the time. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about parenting. The child that I'm parenting, who's now a young adult, has learned a lot and is in a place of recovery and resilience. So
That's awesome.
So just saying, my hair is no longer on fire all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not in crisis. So I'm able to share that experience, with other families who are in our program, and to share that, hey, these are some things that I learned along the way. I've learned about this different organization that might help your family. I can offer you hope that your hair doesn't have to be on fire someday anymore.
Giving them hope, right?
Right. That's a big part of peer support, is just offering somebody hope that this can get better. This can get better, and that's what parents and caregivers so desperately need to hear. Because those crisis moments when MRT is in your house, or the police are in your house, or the school's calling you again, or your kid's been Baker acted, it feels pretty hopeless.
Yeah. I think it's so great to have somebody like you with experience because parents must come to you guys all the time and they just don't know what to do. They don't know, they don't even know the first step to take. Right. So having somebody to talk to like yourself, who's been there and who knows about some of these programs, has just got to be so valuable for people.
If I had had somebody like that in my life, 10 or 15 years ago, it would have meant so much. I mean, my family had just a raft of wonderful providers, to help my child, to help my family. But what I really needed was, just another parent to say, hey, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, totally.
I understand where you're coming from.
You're not a failure. I mean, that's a lot of that. It's the guilt and the shame. Like, I could have done a better job.
That's true.
And you come in like an angel and say, hey, we can make this better and then make your job easier so that everybody can grow from this.
And to say, you're not alone.
Wow.
You're not the only parent who's going through this. You're not the only family who's experiencing something like this. There's a whole bunch of us. And and we can help each other. We can share those resources that sometimes the providers may not know about. That good book or that really great website that's not just a bunch of hooey, but is actually run by a university or a medical organization, where parents like me can get accurate information. That we can help our children, we can help our families, and help each other in our parenting journey. That is what peer support is people with a shared lived experience helping each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do is, so peer support happens, between us. It happens in our families. It happens in our faith communities. It happens on the street with our neighbors. What I provide is a service. I'm a peer support service provider, and that means that I have this lived experience. Okay. I'm no longer in crisis. If I were an adult with a mental health or substance use, condition, I would be in recovery. But I'm willing to talk about it to people. But also, I've had a lot of extra training, and I've had to pass a test through the Florida Certification Board, which means I'm a certified peer support specialist.
Awesome.
So I do come with those credentials. I know about my role. My role is very unique. I don't give advice. I certainly don't provide therapy. That's not my role. My role is to listen and to validate, to share my experience, and to share, oh, you're going through that. Let me tell you my experience and how I handled it. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe it won't.
I like that. Meeting them where they are.
We do meet people where they are. And one of the things I love about my job is where families need their help is not always in the office. It's not in the office. Sometimes we do meet in the office, and that can be a comfortable place. I've got two, nice comfy chairs and an espresso machine and a coffee pot.
Sure.
But most of the time we really like to meet families in their homes, out in the community. For our therapists and our youth mentors, very often, they meet children in the schools, okay? Because that's where the kids are. They're in school, they're in the park. They might be in between, games or innings for whatever sports they play. Where parents are in coffee shops, parents are on the pickleball court, parents might be planting tomatoes, and I've done all these things.
I love that, a place where people are comfortable, not necessarily in a cold office with,
Right.
That's I like
or a
it.
school that could be intimidating, right? Because you feel
Right.
like,
Right.
again, I'm a failure of a parent, so that's great.
So what made you get involved in this? What made you say, I want to be part of the peer support program?
Well, nobody ever grows up thinking, I want to be a peer support specialist.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
That was Davy's goal as a young man.
And spin coach happened. Wow. That's peer
right.
support within itself.
I mean, there was a vision board and everything.
Right, totally.
Because being a peer support specialist means that you and your family have gone through something really, really hard. So at some point, I thought, well, this is hard, but I can see it getting better. And someday, look at everything I've learned along the way about these different child-serving systems of care, and everything I've learned about myself and about being well and supporting myself and supporting my family. I'd like to give back to somebody else. I'd like to make the next parent's job, their journey a little bit easier or a little bit less traumatic. How can I help? I was providing peer support, just very casually. Like I said earlier, somebody would call me up and say, oh, my sister-in-law or my cousin, he's having trouble with his kid. Like, yeah, sure. Give him my phone number. I'd be glad to talk to them. That's peer support.
Yeah.
Okay. But when it came to professional peer support services, I had no idea that existed. And it was actually Emma. She's the director of our mobile crisis response team. I knew her, kind of casually, through another acquaintance, and she's like, Carolyne, you'd be wonderful for this job. You need to apply. I'm like, no, I'm not ready. My hair was still kind of smoldering. It was on fire, but I was still like, I'm not ready. But she said, yeah, you are ready. Please apply. So just as a lark, and to get her off my case, I dusted off my resume and thought, okay, well, I'll apply. And when I learned about what they wanted, what the CAT team was looking for, it's like, oh, this is my opportunity to help other parents, to help other caregivers. And we say caregivers a lot because the caregivers of the youth and the children in our program are sometimes grandparents, are sometimes, foster parents, a custodial aunt or uncle, So we frequently refer to our caregivers.
What if families are nervous about the financial obligation piece of this? Is there assistance to that? It sounds pricey, right? Mental health care sounds expensive.
Right.
When you think about all the services that we provide, that we come to you, that we will be seeing your family multiple times, during the month, sometimes during the week, sometimes during the day, that we will attend school meetings with your family to provide support, or sometimes, court dates with your family. We are there where the family needs us. And imagine how much that would cost to have a whole team of a therapist, a youth mentor, a psychiatrist, a nurse, your family peer support specialist. Those are the people that are on that family's team. And the really great thing is our programs are funded. Our programs are funded, and we use what's called a sliding fee scale. So we go over with the family, ask them to say, okay, how much do you make?
Right.
And we figure out how much that family could potentially afford to pay, and because we're required to do that. We don't like to, but we are. But what we found is that it's a very generous sliding fee scale, and most families never, ever get a bill. And those families that do get a bill, it's very affordable. It's very, it's very small. And if for some reason the family says, well, I know this is what it says on paper, but here's my situation, we don't turn anybody away.
Right.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Never turn anybody
So
away
important.
for money. So this is a free or extremely affordable program.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're really proud of that.
Fundraising pitch, if you will.
Okay. Ding dong ding.
But again, me. No, Carolyne is absolutely right. We know that mental health services can be really expensive, and we never want that to be a barrier. And that is where, kind of educating about our community programs is so important, because for such a long time, people have known about our group home, and people love to give to our group home, and we love that they love to give to our group home.
Mm-hmm.
But these programs are so important.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times people want to give to very specific kind of child experiences. And again, that's amazing, right? We want to send kids to do activities and do things. And, all of those things. And actually, we'll talk later about Giving Day and kind of our
Cool.
pitch for that and all that fun stuff. But the thing I have to tell people, I'm like, I know no one wants to hear, that we need to raise money for salaries, but you talk about the shortage of therapists.
Yeah.
We're competing with private practice. We're competing with the school systems. One of the biggest needs we have is we have wonderful, funding services, and we have, government funding that comes through and things like that. But at our base level, our salaries wouldn't be competitive. So
Right,
a lot of our fundraising is to say, hey, like, how do we make sure that what we're able to pay people is competitive? Because we want the best providers, right? We don't want
Right.
we don't want that bottom of the barrel.
No, we want proactive.
We want the Carolynes. We want the people who are getting their licensures and being proactive on their continuing education, and we want to be able to fund that and fund them continuing to learn and be the best at their job. So yeah, that's where we're very grateful that we have these programs that are able to be affordable to the community, but that's a lot of times where the community stepping up and helping us comes in. So we want to make sure that we're able to continue to grow and continue to provide the best services we can.
Wow.
And what's the first step in getting connected with a peer support specialist?
Oh, I'm really glad, Pete, that you asked that question. So like I mentioned earlier, there's lots of different kinds of peer support specialists. To get connected to someone like me, you'd have to be in the CAP program. Specifically, your child would have to be in the CAP program.
Okay.
But really, if you're looking for peer support, there's peer support for all different kinds of things. You think about if I were looking for peer support for whatever, I just do peer support and then my thing, I would do an internet search and something's going to pop up. Okay. There are some wonderful peer support organizations nationally that you can, call, be connected through a website or call a warm line phone number. Can I put a plug in for a new peer support organization in St. Johns County? This is not part of St. Augustine Youth Services, but is specifically for adults with substance use disorder who are in recovery or exploring recovery from substance use, and they are called Discover and Recover St. John's. Discover and Recover St. John's.
Okay.
And they are a wonderful group of people, of peers, people who have their own lived experience of being in recovery from a substance use condition. And if you are a person with a substance use condition, or if you have a loved one with a substance use condition, please reach out to these people, because they can provide that type of peer support, that type of understanding, and also connect you with providers that can help. Those resources. Maybe you need some housing. Maybe you need a licensed mental health provider. Again, peer support is not counseling. It is that one-on-one peer support. But yes, Discover and Recover St. Johns County, and their website is www.discoverrecover.org.
Okay.
And I've got a phone number. You can call them, 904-495-0652.
Fabulous.
Awesome. So how do people learn more? How do people learn more about the program, and how do people become involved if they want to do what you're doing, Carolyne?
About St. Augustine Youth Services, they can go directly to www.sayskids.org. That's for St. Augustine Youth Services
Cool. We'll
kids.
put that in comments for everybody.
Right, .org. So I would encourage them to learn about our community programs. On every page, there is a little button. Families can self-refer. If they think their child might need one of these services, go onto our website at www.sayskids.org, look at the community programs, and fill out a referral. You can also just call the phone number, and somebody will put you in touch with me or with one of our other wonderful staff members who can fill out that form with the parent, online. You can also talk to your child's guidance counselor at school. We get a lot of referrals from the schools. Okay, so talk to your child's guidance counselor. We get referrals from anybody in the community can refer.
Okay.
A
Awesome.
child, okay.
Awesome program.
That's great.
St. Johns County is so great about working together. So even your question of like, if you don't even know where to start, it's like pick what looks kind of close to what you might need and just give them a call or give them, shoot them an email and be like, hey, I don't even know if you're the right person to ask, but this is where, this is what I need. And if we're not the people, or if whoever you call is not the people, they will probably know the right people and get you in contact with them. So we just have such a great network who love to work together to serve the people in our community. So lots of great options.
Incredible.
Well, Pete and David, you guys help make this possible by inviting us to, come and talk to you today. We're just getting the word out about what we do. And by listening to your program, I'm learning about other resources that are available in our community. So thank you.
You're amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
You're doing so much good work for so many people around here, and we appreciate it. Our community appreciates it. Our community needs it.
Yeah.
It's so important. So important.
Meeting people where they are.
Yeah.
So inspiring.
It's a theme on this show, and we like to talk to people who do just that.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. Thank you all so much for
Thank
coming by.
you.
We appreciate your
Such
time.
a
Thank
fun
you.
one. Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us. This was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Good.
More to come.
More to come, for sure. For sure. And that's the feeling you get when you hop on an Old Town trolley. Hey, there we go.
All right.
Smooth
Very
transition right
nice.
there. How about that? And if you're a St. Johns County resident, you always tour free when you're accompanied by a full, fair, adult paid guest. To take advantage of this, of course, you guys know. Some of you may not, though. Some of you may never heard me say this before.
Okay.
Go to hometownpass.com. Sign up for your hometown pass. That's going to get you free trolley rides. Your hometown pass can also be used at the old Jail Potter's Wax Museum and the oldest store museum experience. Their free hometown pass is the best way to entertain visiting friends and family, and get yourself a ride on that trolley for free. The Old Town Trolley, they're the green trains. We love them, and you will too.
We love Steve Chapman's All-American Air. They've been serving St. Augustine and St. Johns County for over 45 years. They take great pride in providing quality service, in turn gaining a customer for life. All-American Air can match any price, but no one can match their quality and service. Our friends at Steve Chapman's All-American Air will take exceptional care of your home unit. When was the last time you had your home unit inspected or serviced? Well, I'll tell you, it's a turnkey service. Give them a call, 904-461-0070.
And when was the last time you sat out on a patio in the open air in the nice cool weather before it got way too hot and just enjoyed a glass of great wine? It's been too long. I can answer that for you. It's been too long. You need to get yourself down to bin 39 and enjoy that experience in full glory out there.
So good.
And in full glory, I don't mean like in the nude or anything.
No,
That's kind of what it came out
yes.
sounding like.
Very
But
serene
definitely,
there, yeah.
definitely go clothed. It's best if you go clothed.
They sell t-shirts, though, just in case.
Just in case you show up without a shirt, they can cover you.
I gotcha.
They'll literally cover you.
Definitely.
But they are open from 8 to 8. Stop by and enjoy their selection of over 95 wines. Don't do it all at once. You're going to leave in bad shape if you do it all, if you try 95 wines at once. But
yeah.
hey, try some of your favorites. Tell them what you like, or tell them, if you're preparing a special occasion for
Definitely.
someone you love, go down there and say, hey, look, this is what I want to prepare. This is the meal I want to do. What's the wine that's going to go best with this? No question is a stupid question. Irving loves talking wine.
Totally.
Loves talking wine. So you're going to find your new favorite or the best wine for your next special occasion at Bin 39. Check them out, 904-827-5740. Horoscope time! Don't wince, Davey. It's okay, man.
All happy with the nice guests, and here we go.
You can do it. I promise. Scorpio and Sagittarius on deck. Let's do it, Clay. Scorpio, your intensity could power a small city.
We
That's
know this.
good.
We know
That's
this.
good.
Yeah, I'm like a generator.
But today, it's scaring small children and animals.
Totally that's me. Oh, I know.
Try to dial it back, or
so hard.
channel that energy into something less menacing.
Better get on the
say.
bike. Better get
there
on the
you
bike.
go.
Yeah.
Let's see, you've got a good outlet for that energy. You really do.
I have to. Could you imagine if I didn't? Oh.
Sagittarius. Your quest for freedom will see you escaping the mundane by getting lost in your own thoughts. That could be dangerous. It's a vast wilderness in there, so don't forget to drop some breadcrumbs to find your way back.
Wow. Hansel and Gretel reference there, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I
dropping
guess that
some
is a Hansel and
breadcrumbs,
Gretel
yeah.
reference, yeah.
Well, you can drop some breadcrumbs. We've got a little bit more First Friday Art Walk things to report about. So the 14th annual All-County Middle School Art Show is happening. This is really, really cool. This is in partnership with the St. Augustine Art Association.
Okay.
This is happening this April 5th, so this Friday. Exhibit opening during the First Friday Artwork from 5 to 8. Award ceremony at 7 o'clock p.m. The exhibit will be displayed on through Sunday, April 28th. So check them out at the St. Augustine Art Association. They're highlighting some really cool middle school artists in our area.
Very cool.
I know the 2023 Best in Show, The Explosion of Contrast by Owen Robino from Murray Middle School will be there. That's a very, very cool thing, the 14th annual All-County Middle School Art Show. Check that out.
Yeah, man. Very awesome.
Yeah. Hey, heard from Sebastian. Are you looking for summer camp ideas for some kids out there? Need to teach your kids how to cook? There we go.
Hey.
Check out SA Create a Cook. This is cool. This is a summer culinary camp at St. John's Technical High School. This will be going on weekly, June 3rd through August 2nd, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., ages 8 through 13. The price is $295 a week. Register at sacreateacook.com or call 904-640-1344. It's gonna
How are
be
we
fun.
already talking about summer? Oh my God.
I know,
man.
but you got to. The problem is these camps get sold out, and then they have no room.
Right,
So I'm trying to get
right.
this up and out for our peeps.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but I just can't believe that this year is flying by that fast already.
Yes.
We just started 2024, dang it.
Well, you can take that anger, buddy, and you can go to the free men's group Sound and Reiki Healing event.
Okay.
With Sage Healing. Shout
that's
out to
right.
our friend Dana who sent this over to me. Monday, April 8th coming up, 7 to 8 p.m. I know you're available.
You don't know that.
I do not know that. at 904 Lads for more to join. There's a sound bath that's going to be going on, which is really cool. So Sage Healing, check them out. Okay, again, that's over on Shore Drive on April 8th at 7 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free.
Yes, it's for free.
That's my style.
Yes, sir. Free relaxation.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, if you need some more relaxation,
Where you pay.
I can't tell you Panache is free. If you win a gift certificate, we shoot you gift certificates every
True.
now and then. Then
True,
you're getting
true.
a nice little free experience. But Panache is worth the money.
Definitely.
I'll tell you what, it is absolutely worth the money. They have been around since 1987, since I was just a wee boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Been a cut above the rest, I think.
They have been a cut above the rest that entire time.
Oh, wow.
Great folks down there. They have a carefully chosen and highly trained staff that is always exceeding expectations. Same goes for their elegant salon space as well. Get yourself a massage in there too. They got it all. Everything to make you feel great by the time you leave their doors. And speaking of feeling great, it's going to be a great event. You're going to be feeling amazing at the Love Your Mother Eco Fashion Show. That's happening April 27th. And Davey, our MC out there, it's going to be a great time. Talk about energy. Talk about
wait.
keeping the energy.
Yes.
It's going to be really exciting. Can't wait to see you guys out there. Get tickets. They are not going to last. I believe they're very close to sold out already.
Absolutely, yeah.
If they're not
VIP
sold
is
out,
done, I believe, and then there's some generals that are still there. But $65 goes a long way, and it's going to Matanzas Riverkeeper.
yes,
Yeah.
very important. Go to getpanache.com.
And give some of your time to the United Way of St. Johns County. They are a champion for our community. They create opportunities, they foster education, and they improve the lives of those in need. The St. Johns County United Way is a catalyst for change, bringing together businesses, volunteers, and organizations to tackle the toughest challenges facing our community. With your support, they can make a real difference. Check them out today. I hope we hear from Mark next week. I'm excited. UnitedWay-SJC.org.
You.
Yeah.
All right. How are we ending the show today, sir?
Okay, so we do hear from our cat community once in a while, and they said to me that we don't do enough funny memes of cats. So today, this is it. This is CatCon. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Okay, Alien is a movie where nobody listens to a smart woman, and then they all die except for the smart woman and her cat.
Oh,
4 stars.
There's a cat in that movie?
Apparently, I didn't realize that either.
I didn't know there was a cat in that movie, but I've honestly never seen the movie.
Next up, the crime. Ooh, there's the criminal. Ooh,
Yep.
innocent, case dismissed. You
At
can't
least
guess.
he's cute.
Too cute. Next up, you may be the landlord, but I'm the boss here, Buster.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Landlord replacing a sink, apparently, yeah. Jeez. Next up, this is Wednesday motivation. Only 2 more days till Friday. Yeah. there
Oh
you go.
boy, that's a heck of a setup that cat's got for gaming out there.
Boy, really stretched out
Wow,
there.
look at that.
Next up, I knocked over a plant in the kitchen, but my cat saw me, so I had to spray myself with water so I could show that the law applies to
Wow.
everyone. Yes.
Okay, leading by example.
True, true.
There you go.
Next up, hey, if the shoe fits, purr it.
All right, oh, little bear paw
cutie.
guy.
Next up, this is my Chewy box, but this is not my cat.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here, Buster.
Showing up for the Chewy.
Next up, please keep door shut. Cornbread is out. P.S. He's not hungry. He's a liar.
They'll do that.
Yep.
That's why we don't feature cats. They're
Right.
liars.
Oh. Next up, dogs have owners. Cats have staff. Where's the lie here?
Is
Yeah.
that a king cat? It looks
a
very
big-
royalty-ish.
Yes. Next up, only Towel Cat can save me now. There
Oh,
it
that's
is.
the picture I was
that's
actually looking at.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
this is
the-
not a hand
that's the
towel.
one.
In my world, it means hope. Yes.
Okay.
Towel Cat. Next up, when you don't have Photoshop, but you still try your best to make quality memes.
Hey,
All right.
not the same,
Not
but
the same.
okay.
Giving effects.
Yeah. All right, I like the made in China on the box right underneath that too. That's
Not
great.
their best. Yeah.
All right, good stuff, man. Great show. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Clay, thank you for pressing all the buttons back there and doing all the magic that you do. We appreciate you, sir. And everybody out there watching as well. We will see you in the morning.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.